Hey guys, what's up and welcome to today's video. So one of the things that I've spoken about with you guys before is this idea that in order to create permanent change, as in when we're trying to move towards our goals and we achieve different results and obviously grow into a newer version of self, the only way that we can truly keep that result is if we actually transform. Now, this sort of seemed a bit weird and foreign to me in the beginning too, because I sort of had quotes in my head like, well, in order for things to change, you have to change. And the only constant is change and things like that. So this word change gets thrown around. And some would argue, well, the words change and transform are interchangeable. And in some respects, yes. But if we look at this from the perspective of, well, in order for me to keep my results, I must transform at the level of being. That's the only way I'm going to keep them, because if not, it's going to constantly feel like a struggle because I'm trying to hold on to this new result, but as the previous version of myself. So I may look and kind of act like this new version, but I'm not truly that version in myself. So it's always an effort. It's always something I'm having to do rather than just something that's part of me, rather than it just being a natural byproduct of who I am. It's something that I have to consciously make an effort to do, which over time, as I'm sure you're aware, if you've tried to change your body or try to earn more money in business and things like that, it starts to feel exhausting because you're not acting in alignment with who you are. You're trying to act in alignment with who you're trying to become. But sometimes when we get there, even though we've achieved the external result, because that internal result isn't aligned with it, then it still feels foreign. It's like, well, I'm now leaner, I've got a six-pack, or I'm not as overweight as I was, but it still feels completely foreign and like it's always going to just slip out of your grasp the moment you sort of take your attention off it. Now, I'll show you how this works. It's a pretty simple diagram or model, and once my coach showed me this, it made total sense. So the way it works is it's like, well, let's say right now you're a triangle. Now, I know it sounds weird, but let's say that's what's going on. So right now you present as a triangle. Now, all we need to do in reality to change is tip this triangle on its side. Cool. We've got change. And of course, over time, we could change it once again. So now I have some new results and we've changed it again. The catch-22 is at a fundamental level, it's still a triangle. Nothing has really changed. We've just created the illusion of change. And again, we could come to here and then eventually we end up back where we were, where the two are the same. So it's like this thing can keep changing, but actually, unless it transforms, it's technically always the same thing. So therefore, likely to always feel the same and produce the same results because it can never really do much more than is required to maintain status as a triangle. So what we ultimately need to do is go, okay, well, in order for this to create permanent change or transformation, what we ideally need to do is go, okay, well, I've got my triangle, but what I need to do is transform that into a circle. And then over time, as I then decide I need to grow into the new future version of me, I don't want to transform back into a triangle because that would technically be going backwards. So now we would shift again and ideally create a square, for example. So the idea is transformation, not simply change, or the illusion of transformation where we've got this rolling triangle going on. So as you can see, that kind of demonstrates, oh, right, well, it's one thing to do different things, like doing something different gives me the opportunity to rotate the triangle, but actually being someone different is what enables me to transform that triangle and maintain it, aka get the result I want, whether that's lose weight, earn more money, improve my relationships, and so on. Like, it doesn't matter what I want to achieve in life. If I want to achieve it and keep it, I must be willing to transform who I am on the inside, because what we need to happen is to ultimately shift things in a manner that enables our inner self to align with the outer self. And then, of course, that makes it much easier to maintain. So I hope that makes sense, and obviously sort of highlights why we have to also go through this inner transformation along with the external one as we grow through life. And hopefully that helps. So any questions, guys, or if you want me to expand on this further, as always, let me know. Drop your comments in the comment section and I will get back to you guys as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, people, and I shall chat to you soon.